Hi, everyone. Sometimes I really struggle with those introductions because I feel like I have a little bit of a checkered past that none of you know about. But I really feel like, I've lived so many places in Canada by now that I no longer identify myself with the spots on a map, but the waterways of the North. I've spent a huge amount of my life as a wilderness guide. I was a sea kayak guide and a whitewater expedition guide, taking all different people from all walks of life, you name it, high-rolling adults to kids in the court system, sometimes to places where we needed to sleep with a gun because there was polar bears. So it's in these moments of my life, and that now that I'm older, I really appreciate that they've developed my ethical principles and my passions that are rooted in collaboration, community, and equity. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm the most popular person at the extended family dinner, because who knew that equity was a touchy subject? But anyway, I moved to North Bay because of my checkered past and the proximity to the waterways. And I believe that North Bay is struggling a little bit with an illusion of scarcity. And what that means is we're struggling with a lot of demand. There's a lot of people that really need our help, and we can't quite meet that demand. We're struggling. We're fighting. And so I just see that there's a lot of missed opportunities for us to do better because of this illusion of scarcity. What we're doing is we're so concerned about this illusion that we now view collaboration as risky. Now, granted, I have a very different relationship with risk than most people, considering the fact that I was willing to go into places with polar bears. But it has to say that, we think that collaboration means job loss. We think that collaboration means loss of power, loss of funding, loss of recognition. So, here we go. I think that we're at a critical time, though. In case you haven't noticed, North Bay is struggling in many regards. That being said, we've had it tough. It's not the easiest climate to live in right now. I'm going to break it to you here, whether there's any government people in the room or not. I don't think that we need a government to fix our problems. I think that, here. I think that I truly believe that the people in this room can solve problems. And that just requires us to maybe step out of our comfort zone once in a while. We're at a point where we think that we can't even talk to each other anymore. We're not even listening. I want you to leave tonight and really question your motivator, whether it's personally or professionally. I want you to think about if you're making decisions based on fear. I want you to think about if you're adding more barriers in order to insulate yourself, and if we're not taking the steps required to really address the people that need our help. We have the time. I think we have the time. If we can spend 3 hours a day on social media, if you donated 1 hour a week somewhere in North Bay, it would change the entire landscape of this town. I know. Here. I know that I'm preaching to the choir, by the way, but really, what I'm asking us here is to be a city that removes that scarcity. Be a city that rises above and pushes through fear. It's not easy. I want us to use community as a verb. I'm hoping that we can leave here understanding that all voices need to be heard. That may mean sometimes taking a step back so that someone else can step in. I'm also asking for us to be a city that makes decisions on compassion first. So one that decides not necessarily what's easier, but what's right. You guys are so nice. I'm asking us to have a social conscience. I think we all have it, but I think we need to raise our voice to make it happen. We need to strengthen those fibers that connect us all. We need to understand that the well-being of North Bay is a direct reflection of the most vulnerable people in our community. And if the most vulnerable people in our community aren't doing well, I hate to say it, folks, but neither are we. Thank you very much.